会能够跟你来做这些交流，简直是我觉得对我来说就是有点怎么说呢？不是说太晚，而是说真的是恰逢其时，太幸福了。
太好了，觉得你能够回听的时候还能得到那种感受，而且越来越觉得
Yeah，嗯
是
哼
跟自己很 match 哈，正是时
，Yeah，
候啊，太棒了，
嗯哼，
非常
嗯
高兴。嗯，那咱们刚开始哈，先 start with what's your progress? What things you where's your celebration?
Okay. I was able to do my promise of the daily review in the morning and in the evening. Although I haven't been able to write it down, haven't make it really kind of formalize it, make it like a ritual, like a ceremony. But I wanted to. But
Yeah.
I was able to do that every day, and my goal is really try to get things on paper or get things in a really formalized way. That way, I can push myself to go even further and then to have the deeper conversation with myself every day. So I'm glad about that. And also, I was able to attend the premiere of the Chinese documentary, and that was very touching. And not only that, but also I was able to see from 90 years old, you know, TCM doctors to the newcomers, even younger people, like they're they're what grandchildren generation. So that just opens my eyes to see there are so many people out here actually in the states, or I should say in the Bay Area, that are pursuing the same goal. And I just feel like I'm in line with many of those people, and I think I can do better than them because I feel myself it's really a bridge for many
Ah,
of them. Mm-hmm.
that's
I am the
wonderful.
bridge.
So it's great. Like first you found that kind of also the
Yeah,
the
they're
big
supporting.
community, right? That kind
Yep.
of atmosphere for people who
Mm-hmm.
has share like a similar like-minded. That's wonderful.
Yep.
And also you are focused on your everyday, your personal growth as well. And everyday the practice. By the way, you said the ritual. Just to share with you some like a quick tips. Okay, by the way, my eye get a little bit hurt. I need maybe some tears.
Oh,
Just get the
what
eye drops.
happened? Oh,
Badminton thing. The badminton hurt my eye, almost
oh
blinded
no.
my eye. So now I have to check the doctor with the doctor every day. That's
Oh my
like
goodness.
anyway, that's
Lucky
another
it doesn't
story. But it's
hurt.
another like a gratitude story. It's like when I my eye was totally blind for hours, blind. I was like in
Gosh.
a calm grace state and still gratitude state. And my actress, my team member played badminton. The birdie hurt my eye, exactly on my eye. But we went to a ER, and but the whole journey I was quite calm, and even my team members got very like surprised. Right, I was not in a panic at all. So that's true. Through now today is the third day, and I still need to go to the doctor every day. So it's like now my vision this eye is only like around 20 or
So
30%.
cover that would be better.
No, this eye is only 20 or 30. But for the first 7 hours, 8 hours, nothing. Totally blind. So, but anyway, it's like it may take weeks to gradually regain my vision. But I'm saying that through this journey, I also realized that actually yesterday, Monday, I was shooting a live video called True Wealth and shared what like people take a health, take a money, take a whatever legacy, freedom, everything like their like wealth, right? But the most important is really the mindset and the faith. When
Yeah.
you own that, even by yourself, I waited for over 4 hours, right? 4 hours in an ER room. Majority of the time you're by yourself. But that time I just felt that constraints, that calmness, that grace with me. I was not in a panic at all. So that's through years, so many years, like 15 years of coaching practice, personal growth, everything, right? I got to current me. I could not imagine many years ago I will really get into panic because this is totally blind for hours. And today, even it's just only 20, very blur. I could not drive, right? So but it's like I feel so grateful through the whole journey. I was grateful for my vision, grateful for all those like doctor people and doctor nurses, all the people around me, even my my team, the guilty team member, right, who sent me to the hospital. I was grateful for everything. So I was just want to share with you this like the real wealth. Of course, health is always like it's very important, right? You try your best. But when you
Yeah.
are in accident or whatever, like a disadvantaged situation, when health is out of control, if you can still have the grace and have that strength and faith to go through everything, and that is the true wealth. I would share.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I hope that through your entrepreneur journey, you do not bring health to people, right? But you really bring like your life experience, the personal growth into people's
Yeah.
life as well, so that they could have really holistic health. It's like acupuncture only, or like any herb medicine or any like whatever medicine only will not truly save people. You know, when they can use their mindset, use their faith, use their like beliefs, all these things to help themselves, that are even more powerful than any medicine. So that's a message I hope you, in the future, your entrepreneurship can really enrich people's life with not just traditional Chinese medicine, but can really get Chinese traditional medicine to another level. It's combined with like a Western or whatever universal laws together and make that even more powerful.
Well, that's what I'm discovering from this book.
内经讲义 yeah.
Yep. That's
Okay.
what I'm discovering. I mean, that's now I really understand where the 中医 come from, where they say 大医治人, no, 大医治国, 中医治人, 下医治病. So I really start to understand this
Get to a
now.
大医.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what much needed.
That's great. Wonderful.
And what you're
So-
right. Your destiny is in your own hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
So-
the story with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And it's also like what I said, everything the people said, it's not happening to you, right? It's happening for you. Like Tony Robbins is happening for you. I added one more layer. It's happened by you. Everything is really created, right? It's not just to you or for you, but also by you. You as the creator as well. You co-create your destiny. Co-create. Like whatever you believe, right? Universal intelligence, what your God, your creator, that's a major creator. But you also as a creator or co-creator of your life, your destiny, you decide a majority of your destiny as well. All right. So now, now exactly, you are in this Abundant Creators coaching program. You are co-create your own destiny, your entrepreneurship journey, and also you will help many other people's lives as well. Okay.
I feel that.
Wonderful. So today we will get into, oh, by the way, quickly for your morning and night routine, you can just add four like ritual sentences. You can call it affirmation at the first level. In the future, you can get into maybe incantation level. So for example, if I ask you, who are you? You say, I am. If you write, I am, what's those first a few words will get into your mind? You can write down. I am what?
Okay. Do I need to write it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is just now. I help you solve instead of later. I am what? Without overthinking. You do not need overthinking. Just the immediate what you feel like you are.
Okay. I am a teacher. I am a mentor. I am a bridge, and I am a nonstop learner.
Great. See, just those four. Every day you just repeat to yourself. Of course, you can expand it, okay? Later, every day when you repeat, you feel like, oh, which word maybe best to describe yourself? You make you feel more strength, feel more alignment, joy, that kind of thing, okay? You can add together. So for example, I put myself as I am love, I am faith, I am appreciation, I am abundance, I am victory. That's every day I repeat to myself, right? I'm also like a blessed angel, whatever. I have a whole set of let's say, set of ritual or like incantation words. I told myself I have abundant wealth and freedom. I love and serve God and people. Money loves me and serves me. You know, I am the master of time and money and the goddess of abundance. So every day I just repeat all these things to me. Okay, that make me more and more. That's your identity. Your identity. So every day, just repeat your identity to yourself. You will gain more and more strength, and you are living your identity. All right. So you can use this simple version as the first starting version. Every day, repeat it. to see how you feel. Okay. Of course, you can always expand it. Got it?
It's good. Yeah.
Wonderful. And
Sounds good.
initially you may like just talk to yourself. And sometimes if you want add more energy, you can just, for example, if you get a trampoline, you jump on the trampoline and yell that to yourself. And then you get energy, okay? You get a physical energy and also you get that language energy to yourself.
Okay.
Right? Try it
Uh-huh.
by yourself. Even you're dancing, nobody will laugh at you. Just be crazy. Okay? Just like a child, okay?
This is really what the kids do.
That's right. Just imagine yourself, you're a
Exactly.
child again.
Yeah.
Like especially first, you can try by yourself. Okay, nobody will laugh at you. You just whatever dancing and yelling and just like that's you.
Yeah.
Okay, when you
Uh-huh.
get that kind of state, you will own your freedom.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So that's for your morning and the nighttime. Of course, you want a bit quiet. You can like repeat that inside of your mind,
Uh-huh.
or like that's a lighter. But in the morning, definitely you can jump. You can jump and dance anyway. Okay, you can even
Yeah.
sing it to yourself.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, release your child inside of you. Okay. Okay.
I'll try that.
All right. Today is about your niche. Okay, your niche and brand now. Today we need to get our results. So how about your learning with that online course? I just want to get some feedback from you. How is your like a progress and what's your inspiration from that?
Yeah, so far I finished the first four of in the first module. I mean the only four in the first module, and after that I just feel like you know what I have to say. Every time I go through that, I feel like I need to go back to the first one and learn them up, and then go through them one by one in one session without not stop, and then so I can really not only listen but also write down along the way. So I think that would be very helpful. Number one. Number two, now I getting more and more clear about my niche just by answering those questions. So I
That in
really,
that online course, right?
yes, that exercise is very helpful. It's really kind of like combing through whatever chaotic things in your mind, whatever you thought. It's just like I have a million things, hundreds of ideas. Now this will help me comb through. And the third one is your warning about once you have so many either goals or whatever in your mind, it's hard to narrow yourself down to the step-by-step niche. So that's what I need. That's what I really, coming to this course, I had that crazy mind in myself. Okay. But now it's really helped me combing through, help me to settle in step by step. I think this is step-by-step thing really, really great. So
Step by
yeah,
step, right?
I'm starting with this step by step, do my niche step by step, so I can just. But the thing is, when I say step by step, I do feel like I need to get a physical thing, for example, just say get this business started, so that way I can do it while I'm learning. But at the same time, I'm nervous because what if I'm out of control? What if I go away from my original purpose or mission? So I do not want that to happen. So I feel like one side of me is saying I need to get started right now, so you can really sense that, and then you can learn while you're on the way. But on the other side, the other part of me is just saying that you need to have a clear mind. You need to have the bigger picture, and then you get started. That way you can see things happening, and then you know what you do when that happens. So you will not be deviated from your ultimate goal. So
yeah,
I'm battling myself now.
Okay, so after today, you will not battle. Okay, today we will help you to get your niche statement because I will not wait for you till you finish a whole online course. Of course, you need to accelerate that part. Accelerate it, and every day, for example, log on your calendar at least 1 hour. Because that one, like 1 hour, you can learn 2 or 3 sessions already. Okay, so if you really put on your calendar within 1 week, the course is designed for, let's say, how many days? 4 times 4 is like 16 days. The course designed by 16 days.
Okay.
I first time gave to you till now is already past the 16 days, right? So you should have already finished the course. So now you need to accelerate a little bit every day, learn at least 2 or 3 sessions. Let me know, I will release the rest to you. And suppose you should finish by next week, because next week we want to start a new topic. for example, this coaching program is designed for 12 weeks, right? 12 sessions. Every session we have milestone to move on. So I want you to really catch this, like this designing. Otherwise, you will be behind. Then you have to add extra time and like a further investment. Of course, like it's always great. You will always get extra great values through like extra, right? But it's like if you at the same time, I want you to accelerate your current like a commitment, also calendar on your calendar and scheduling things,
Okay.
and to at least finish this online course. All right.
Okay. And your suggestion is I finish all the courses before I take the action to start the business, right?
The online course is designed only for totally 16 days. It's like 2 weeks.
Right,
It's around the 2 weeks,
right.
right? Remember? So this is just part. This is the beginning part of this coaching, because we want to focus more on the practice side. So at the beginning, remember, we helped you discover your purpose. We help you design your vision board, all these kind of things. Foundation, niche is the bridge. Niche is the bridge, okay? The niche, clear niche statement is from your purpose, passion, your gifts, your expertise, your strengths, to the business practice. So the niche is super important. That's why I want you to, to take this step by step. Of course, like at home, you need to accelerate a little bit of your progress to finish it by the next session. Oh, by the way, today is your, like, let's say, fifth. Yeah, today is your fifth session, I think. And you need to make appointment for the next few weeks, right? Put that, make the appointment, and so set on your calendar. So that will hold you accountable as well to make progress. Okay. Of course, I will adjust. I will customize the progress, the teaching or coaching based on your progress. But at the same time, I want you, because you really have that passion, really start the practice, right? And that's why I want you to finish the online course as early as possible, because today we are actually, from my coaching, is like we are finishing this niche statement. So coaching is ahead of your personal pace. And you see that?
Right.
There's a niche statement part, and also we start to define your branding. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I did feel I'm falling behind is not only because the time commitment, it's also my understanding of this whole thing. So now I start to really getting that.
Okay, great. So I understand at the beginning, right? You need a little bit more time. And here, remember, I just want to give you a quick, like a little quicker review, and now we get into a new one. Remember last time we talked about what about niche, right? The niche, all those mistakes, why niche is super important, right? And how to find your niche.
Yeah.
Okay, so the course will get into more details with all this kind of a concept and also practice, like all those questions asking you and get your answers, and we will figure out your niche, right?
Right.
So, all right. So you still need to get back there, and but now today we will accelerate the progress. Remember we did the avatar last time?
Yes.
So Kevin, I still remember you defined Kevin, what Kevin is struggling, what Kevin is looking forward, and what's the biggest desire. Okay. So now let's see, and I also ask you to get more familiar with your potential audience or clients, get their feedback, understand their challenges from their language. Okay. So you need to have more conversations with them and understand and you can even design some simple survey to connect to their feedback, to understand what they're struggling and what kind of solutions they are looking for, or what kind of things they've already tried but not satisfied. So all those things will help you to, when you are doing marketing, when you are designing your offer, this will all help. Okay. So niche statement is just like from your side to define it, but you need to really understand your market so that your offer and marketing message will really resonate with them. Okay.
Yes.
So this one is ongoing process. You need to always keep doing it. For example, I've been this for 15 years now, 14 years in coaching. So I'm still like every day to try to have the conversations, understand from different angles what my clients are struggling with, and also they are evolving and you are also evolving. So this should be always ongoing process to understand your market. Always keep that kind of like a keen understanding of your market. And when you speak, when they feel like you are speaking exactly to them, You know, oh, what she's talking is exactly what I'm thinking, what I'm struggling with. That will be like, oh, okay, you really get your market. Okay. So
Exactly.
find a ways. And like, for example, you read those articles, you attend the like industry events, all those are great. That help you to understand your market better as well. What's the trend, what's going on in this market, what people are struggling,
Yes.
and listen from different angles analysis. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now today, milestone 5 is clarify your ideal niche and brand. And by the way, the bonus training, coaching, purposeful and profit niche secrets, that's the course you are now learning by yourself. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now the niche message example. Today I give you some example. Who is this for? Okay. For example, this is just like a generic examples. You need to define now today, right? Today we will get your niche. Who are your ideal like audience or clients? Define them. Use like sentences to define them. Are they what kind of people? So today we're in this exercise, okay? You are, let me see.
Okay.
Give you some example. For example, for me, I have that's years ago, 7 years ago, when I was a happiness coach, I said I help professionals and entrepreneurs discover their purpose, passion, and gifts, and do what they love to fulfill a great life. This is just very generic. So that one did not work so well. And then through these years, I get more into like a new version. Actually, even this one is a little bit old version already. I've already updated, keep updating it today. So I call myself Abundance Entrepreneurship Thought Leadership Coach. I empower visionary entrepreneurs and life changers. This is a short one. But when I use a long sentence to describe my ideal audience, it's like a coaches, authors, speakers, consultants, experts, visionary entrepreneurs, and life changers. So I make it more specific who I help. Okay, I help them to stand out in their ideal niche as confident expert and thought leader, to attract more dream clients and make a greater impact, and so that they could transform more lives for the abundance of all. So there's an extended part. For example, if I share this with you, do you feel resonated? You can give me some feedback, by the way. I could learn from you and to improve my niche statement as well. So when I was talking this to you, do you feel resonated or you feel like aware? You could give me some feedback to improve it.
Yeah, I am. I just feel like I start getting into kind of like you lay out the path, and I'm starting walking along the path, and then feel like I am side by side with you because you're holding my hands. So that's great. But at the same time, I do want to try to go faster so I can, grow our building my own path. That's my feeling. And also, of course, I'm very curious how for you said it take you 14 years, but time doesn't really define everything. But how exactly you come up with all the system? I mean, is that your own effort from learning from hard lessons, or you have a team that generated this together with you? How you come up with this?
Oh, it's like a really like accumulation, right? Through the years of practice. Years, one way is like it doesn't matter, but another way also like a work magic as well. Of course, my big transformations is through those epiphany time, as I shared with you, right? A few epiphany time from my career and also from my life, personal life. Those ones could really accelerate your progress. But for the business systems, of course, I learned, I invested so much, like I mentioned to you, $240,000 through all those years. In those masters, every masters I learned from different angles, right? From speaking from the system part, for example, I use the ClickFunnels, and I also use my joint venture partners. All these kind of things you build, and through the masters and also through the best practice. And now when I'm sharing with you, of course, you can accelerate your progress. You do not need to go through all those 14 years to learn all those piece by piece. Because now I'm sharing with you almost like the best trend in this market, and where you can like take some shortcut to implement some kind of a system immediately. You could like how to run, because I've already used that system, for example, 7 years, around 7 years. Yeah. In that community, I immerse into them every year, attend their like annual live event. I also invest in their annual like a 2 Comma Club mastermind program, all those like that. So you have all these accumulations to learn immediately. So even one program, right? So short months. So that's why this is a great, benefits to you.
Isn't that great to be a teacher?
Yeah, you feel so great, right? So
It's not easy, I know.
yeah, it's not easy, but it's like through to you as well. Even though you could like stand on my shoulder, right? You can stand on my shoulder, and it's just similar to me. I stand on my mentor's shoulders, so we can all, be grateful and learn from other like successful people, pioneers ahead of us. And now, but in your specific niche, now you need to accumulate things.
Yeah.
Right now, for example, you feel like you are advanced than most other people, even though they are interested in this area, but still maybe you're in the middle somewhere, right? To reach your like a higher level, your vision, you still need some time, like your creation, your progress every day to get to that level, right? So
Exactly. I feel there are two things I must be exploring at the same time. One is business side. The other one is really the knowledge side of the essence of the TCM. So without understanding that truly, but building that into myself, I perhaps won't go too far on this end. So that's why I need to build both at the same time. I'm grateful I have this opportunity.
Yes, that's true. So you like in your own specific niche, for example, in a traditional Chinese medicine, I will not go that way, right? That high, but
Yeah.
you will. You will go. That
Thank
will
you.
be your efforts, and I'm here to lift you up, right? And that's why at the beginning I
Thank
shared
you.
with you the holistic way. You do not just want to practice Chinese traditional medicine. You want to stand beyond that and get it to the next level to make it really international, to make it universal. It's not like even original from China, but you make it more like a whole human beings assets now, right?
Because I think that will benefit
And
them.
that's where
That's
you
just
need.
amazing thing.
Yeah, that's why the coaching will really help you, because coaching, we are already like combine both Oriental wisdom and also like a Western philosophy together. And that's
Yeah,
where enrich your practice as well. Okay, the
I
knowledge
can
as
see
well.
that.
You are learning those traditional knowledge in those like Chinese traditional medicine schools. That one I will not teach you, right? But I could really help you to get that into another level, a higher level, to see where this one could become even better, more advanced, and also universal. And by the way, for example, the other day I just invested on a WeChat. WeChat in China, there are quite some like a Chinese traditional medicine like doctors. They are providing some online program, online course, just 99 RMB, 99元。And investor program is called something like 什么养肝营养汤的那个美颜素 ，OK, something like that. To like
Okay.
use those soups and the teas, different kind of teas or soups, right? Special soups to enrich your body and how to say to get your liver more like a healthier, and then that could heal your whole body and also make your face looks beautiful. Something like that for ladies, right? So that's a great, you see, use the traditional Chinese medicine, or like not really medicine. They put the stuff into really like a soup with
Yep.
your food and to
Yep.
reach. And that's very popular, Maybe this
Yep.
could, don't be afraid that you may like shift a little bit of your original thinking. And
Yep.
later, when you find where is the market really needs, for example, this doctor, she's only in her 30s. I feel like she's very young, but she used those traditional knowledge into this like a trend. All the girls, all the ladies are pursuing to be more beautiful, right? Use
Yeah,
this,
of course.
yeah, without like too much exercise, because most people are lazy, but they love to drink soups, right? Nutritious soups, like beautiful soups, and that make their whole body like from inside to outside looks beautiful. Like 那时候美颜嘛，你就从内
Yes.
到外，你的肌肤会看着营养，看着红润。
Yes.
Oh, that's so popular now. I saw that she has thousands of people buy her program, and it's only 99 RMB.
Great. Show me the link, okay? I would
I will
love
share
to
with
see
you.
that
I will
too.
share it. I recommend, and by the way, I recommend this to my sister and my mother. If they also buy that,
Really?
they get the 3 customers. And if I recommend to you, you buy it 4 customers. So easy, right? This is like a market trend. That's where you need to find a market trend. Because if you only talk about traditional Chinese, that's too big scope, and it's boring. Majority of people do not have that time to digest so much. But if her program is only like how many courses? for example, 12 course, every course is only like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Let's say 2 hours. Within 2 hours, she just keep shooting those short videos, finish an online course. This online course is 2 hours of her efforts, right? For example, of course, she accumulated this knowledge, but her course is only like around 2 hours total content. And that one she's sending now, thousands of people, everyone, even though it's just paying 99, but together, right, she's still making good money.
Right.
Use that knowledge to create something similar, but in different angle. This one is for ladies, another one is for maybe a man's, how to make you more strengthful, whatever, right? You need to make the traditional Chinese medicine to be in that practical zone like that. I will definitely send you that link. You can stay. Okay.
Yes. So being the customer, are you recruiting customer for them? Are you getting any benefit?
No, nothing.
Oh,
I'm just sharing with my mother and sister because I think this is good. This is helpful. This is like a free recommendation. Okay. No like a affiliation fee. Okay. I'm just sharing with you. I'm not sharing with other people. I'm only sharing with my mother and my sister. Okay. Otherwise, people will think I'm their affiliate. Right? I do not want to do that. Only do the finance business affiliate. That's the only thing I would recommend. But anyway, everything I recommend is what I trust. I fully trust. I used and I trust, and then I recommend. I seldom recommend one or two things. Okay. So just one idea, you will know how the traditional Chinese medicine knowledge to be used in the market and to make good money. That's a perfect example I will show you. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Now is a niche message. Oh, by the way, my niche, okay, if you feel like a niche statement, how I could improve that, you can give me feedback, okay? And the next one of my clients, right, Parker Gore, he's a Germany. And he has the two versions of from first version to the second version. We help them to further clarify his niche. For example, initially he said he's a Chinese speaking and a career business coach. Here is the title, right? His title or his branding. He said, I help international students learning Chinese to find their ideal ways of mastering the language and accelerating their development with Chinese community resources. So to enable them to live and work in China or invest and create business related to China. That's the initial version. And the second one is a Chinese fluency expert, host of the Top Speakers podcast. That's his branding. I help international Chinese learners to master language and become a top speaker for greater life and career opportunities with my SPU system in 6 months. So then the second one is more like a brief, precise, and you can see Chinese learner, and the second version make it more universal, not just limiting those people in China, develop in China, right? But it's like it's for their life and career opportunities. Let people to imagine, okay? If you learn the Chinese, how many opportunities you can find, not necessarily in China, you can even find other opportunities in other countries, right? And he also mentioned we helped him create his SPU system in 6 months that caused people's curiosity, okay? So later when we help you create your offer, we will create some like signature offers, like abbreviation, making the name maybe more powerful than this one, all right? So a fluent and confident Chinese speaker is hidden inside of you. This is like a token marketing language. Let me help you unlock it in 6 months.
Yeah.
So this is like a marketing, okay? And now the niche message example 4, Natasha's, he said, initially, you see, all this is like a evolving process. Initially, they have a niche and they later further fine tune, okay, to be a new one. Initially, she wants to be a financial mindset coach. That's what she defined. I actually, then through my coach, she know that that's not the right title or like a niche for her. She's just get into the financial industry, and she's called herself financial mindset coach, help empower millennial entrepreneurial women to solve their financial mindset problems so they can have financial freedom, clarity, and happiness in life. That's the first version. And then you can see that the second one is totally different. She had like a jumping of her mind or her interest or her idea. But eventually through our coaching, she found her true like purpose and her true passion and strength. And she get to the second version. I empower millennial entrepreneurial women to gain clarity on their purpose, passion and creative inner gifts and master their copywriting so that they can create a life and business that they love. So version 3, even I empower new female entrepreneurs to be financially and mentally fit for business. Okay, so it's still like in an evolving process, and you need a test. You need always test the market feedback to you. Okay, the eventually judge is the market itself. All right, even the coach, they will coach you. I know that even those greatest coach will not get to this level with you. They will just coach you mindsets and you, and also those formula, and you need to get it by yourself. So we are coaching you in more like details and direct feedback, but eventually still need tests to get market feedback. All right.
Yeah.
So those examples. The next example, like Sambit, another client, he said, I use innovative tech. Oh, by the way, he actually worked in a Fortune 100 company. He's also like himself is an entrepreneur, but also at the same time, he worked for those Fortune 100 company as like you can say, both for employment and also like a consultant. So I also encourage him, even though he does not necessarily need a niche, but I encourage him to have this niche statement so that he will know his identity and also direction for him to, if he needs to change his career. So he said, I use innovative technology to help large trading and investment companies. You can see that that's all those ones are his ideal clients, right? His trading and investment companies to improve their performance and efficiency so that they could build on their competencies and leadership across global modern markets. That's his.
Yeah.
So everyone, actually, I believe everyone, no matter if you are entrepreneur or like working in a company, you need your niche. For them, maybe they do not call it a niche, but it's still like a personal branding, right? They need your personal branding or identity. Now, this program I've already given to you, this bonus program, actually, it's quite valuable. Like you are doing that. It's like, so cherish this and keep putting that on. Now, it's your exercise. Your niche statement, don't worry about it. It's always evolving. So even though the initially it's not good enough or perfect, it will be good if you have a niche statement that will help you do the marketing. Okay. And so your first niche statement, you can write that down. I help what kind of clients. You define who will be your ideal clients, like who, to solve what kind of problem or reach what kind of targets or desires, so that they could do what? The ideal results. So this kind of formula, this is a formula you can write your first niche statement. So those ones in a 破符嘛，你就可以 fill in the blank.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's mine. I help those who wanted to master TCM to learn, practice, and become master in the field I put in no time, but I know there's a time. So that they could have the tool to help the people they connect.
Okay. Can you type that in the chat?
Yeah.
Don't just use TCM when you are doing marketing and assume that
Okay.
people understand what is TCM. Majority of people don't understand, even though maybe they are learning traditional Chinese.
Gotcha.
Oh, by the way, and also you need to define those people. First, you do not want to limit them, right? In China or in the US or anywhere, right? It's like any people, they're interested in traditional Chinese
Well, see,
medicine.
that's the thing. I think my target audience will evolve, will change from time to time. But to get myself started, I wanted to target those Chinese people in China, like
Okay.
I described
So
the Kevin.
actually your initial ones, okay. It's
To
actually
change that
fine.
too?
It's fine. No, it's fine. You do
Okay.
not even need mention because eventually you will translate this into Chinese and you will share with Chinese people. Then of course it's targeting them, right? Where is my chat? Okay, here.
Okay. So this is the draft. Am I even?
Yeah, you will not say those who. Okay, I help those who. I help let's say I want to, because those who are not clear. Want to master traditional Chinese medicine, to learn, practice, and become a master of the field. Learn, practice, and become a master of the field in couple of years. That's scary. Okay, that's too
I
long.
know, but the one thing I want to be truthful, but the other side I wanted to be, very encouraging. So I'm not sure what time I should put in there. But I
First,
need
no
to put
time.
a time frame,
First,
right?
no time. Okay, no time. In
No
couple of
time is
years.
good?
No time so far. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
To become a master of the field, because later we will design your offer, your program. Then we will see. Like remember one example of my client, he used his system like 6 months, make people master Chinese language.
Right.
It's quite long. Some people just want, like, for example, 3 months to master language for them to go to
Okay.
like abroad to learn. Okay. In couple of years, get rid of in couple of years. That would scare me away. Okay. Oh, I need a few years. Of course,
Okay.
even though the logically become a master, of course, need a few years, but you do not need to tell that. For example, you could have different levels of program. Your beginning entry level program, maybe only a few months. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, if you focus on like get them in, become a master of the field, so that they could have the tool and mind to help the people they connect. Yeah, the results is not very ideal. Of course, I know those people learn that they want to help people, and that's not all.
Right.
About what's their ideal desires. Remember last time we talked about what's their desires.
My desire is
What's their challenge first? What's their challenges?
well, my challenge is I know I need the time to really build myself to have a better understanding of the target field myself, number one. Number two, and reach out to as many people as possible to pass on this message, make them believe, and then join this program, and then to help themselves.
Remember last time I remember you mentioned about the career, right? They have the stress. They do not see the like let's see the prospect from their current career. Many of them want to change their career, right?
Right. Yeah,
Here,
their challenge. Yes.
yeah, you need to resonate with their challenge. Of course, they want to help more people, but here focus is not just to help more people, so that they could help more people. That's one, right? And what more? You need to, for example, think about 3 benefits, at least 3 benefits.
Okay.
Do not need to mention about the have the tool and mind to help the people that connect. That's
but
too long.
but
That
I need to be very concrete, or
so far you because they become a master, that's all. You do not need a redundant, they have the tools and the mind. Okay, you do not need that. Become a master is already explained it all.
right, that's true.
They become a master in the field so that they could help more people, and then what? Add two more benefits.
Okay. So
You want them to build a business or build a business in this field, right? Become their own. Like the end target is to help them to practice in some like a hospital or in other people's clinics or open their own clinic. That's a big.
I think, of course, people can choose different way, but the thing is that they can control where they want to be and how they want to conduct their business, and then how much influence they want to have.
Yeah. So here depends on your learning about your ideal clients. For example, last time we talked about Kevin, your ideal avatar. After Kevin learned all this, what's his career? What's his ideal career?
Would be become a acupuncturist that could be, I guess, travel everywhere to the people that needs his help. So he will have the freedom of time, and
eventually he will what? Kevin from, for example, from China, he came to the US to learn. After he get his
right. I would want them to come to the US to learn, but eventually they do not have to settle in any place. They can go anywhere after.
But here's a challenge. For example, the acupuncture in the US, I know that they need a license to practice, right?
Right.
Is that one license can practice in all 50 states?
Well, not 50 states. So far, there's 47 states, including DC, that you can get license, you can practice, but you can get a national license and practice in the 46 of them without California. In California, you have to get a California license. So what I want to do is I really hope that people I brought over will study and get a California license, and then they will be entitled to practice in anywhere in the 47 states.
Oh, really? So they get only California's, then they can practice in other place?
Yes. But of course, you do need to register in other states. Perhaps getting the California's license will, you know what, that's the technical question. I need to find out the detail, okay?
Yeah.
My understanding is the California license is much more valuable and also in a higher requirement.
Standards, okay.
Yeah, as far as the difficulty level, everything is harder.
Okay.
Once you get California license, you should be automatically entitled of the national license, but not the other way around.
Oh, really? Okay, but clarify that part, okay? Because you will help them to pave their career path. And also, for example, do you think, for example, if they learned here, if they want to go back to China, what they learn here, can they get pass some license? Does China require some license to practice?
Okay, that's another thing. So far, China has two systems. One, you have to go through the college system. In order to get the license, you must have a college degree in the TCM schools. That's number one. Yeah. And number two is they now allow the people to study on their own by two ways. One is you follow a master. The other one is you go to a vocational school type of training center. And then after you train, then you can take a license test. In the United States, there are 47 states. Each state had their own license test for becoming acupuncturist. But in China, they are in the middle of the developing the license test for each province. So there's a possibility they could do that, but so far it's not there yet, number one. Number two, in China, there is no systematic training system for people that do not have the chance to go to university. So they can go to the vocational school, but all the schools have it's just like all over the place, and they're not in a great shape. And they're perhaps built by one or two masters. It's not like as mature, as stabilized as the ones as the 52 schools here in the States. So very different.
A little bit confusing is like in China, you mean like after they learn some like vocational schools, for example, anywhere, right? They learn in China, they cannot get some like a license or certificate to practice.
Not yet. They don't have that yet, but they have a system they're building. They're trying to do that. They're trying to, just like in the US, they issue the license in each state. They're trying to build something there in China.
Nationally, nationally.
Not nationally, in each province.
So,
So I think they
like
try to learn. They try to learn from America.
Yeah, but if they learn from America and they want to go back to China, for example, if they could not extend their visa or whatever, they want to go back to China, develop their career. That means they could not. If they here, by the way, they will learn in Chinese, right? Here in Chinese or in English.
See, the great advantage of this whole thing is that there are schools available to help them learn this in Chinese language. They also have a lot more opportunity to learn this in English language. So it's up to them. But if they choose both, they could learn in both languages. If they choose both, they will be able to, be fluently practice their career in English language. So that built their
That's what I want you to
strengths.
provide them, actually. You should, when you provide a program, you should provide them both languages so they could, then they have a more freedom to choose either back to China or in the US, right?
Or anywhere else in the world.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. So a little bit, I did not know.
It's a little bit complicated. And also, this really not for people just want to have a stable life for the future. This is for adventures. This is for people who really have the mind and want to be, not say go wild, but, have a bigger dream. I want to do more than they could.
Yeah, so the later party should be actually give them a vision more clearly. And you definitely understand those people who really want to come to the US, right? What's the benefits? For example, you will need help them not just to help other people. People care more about their career and their business, right? So how you can expand them to, you can hear, that's why you want to add some language to help them expand their career opportunities or something like that. Even open their own business.
Yeah.
Either in the US or in China.
Right. But and the good thing is, even in Shanghai, people are taking the national exam in the States. So they have the qualification to become US certified acupuncturist.
Based in Shanghai?
The test, everything here in the States, but they are using the test, the material, the questions, and the model, the formula of the test in Shanghai. They try to do that because in China, there is no there's no well-built system to test people. Even for those people have the license automatically, that after they graduate from university, there's no certificate test. It's just their diploma. Their diploma is the certificate.
For example, in Shanghai, if they use that material to test in China, what they get?
Well, okay, then they will get see, that's another thing. My understanding is that they will get a license in China. So that's the license they're getting. But that's a license, like people will look down on those licenses because they are like vocational training. So you're training to be a technical worker.
Okay, but they cannot use that license to practice in the US, right? It's not like official.
They cannot use that in the US yet.
Okay, it's just like a credential. It's more like a credential for them to get.
That's right. Credential. It's more like a credential than certificate. Yes.
Okay, that's a little bit okay. So while you practice, you need to learn more about those details to help those people to find a better career path. So to help people is not enough, okay? Definitely. Right. Everybody wants to know, after I learn this, what's my new career path, right? Where I can also make money and also make a great career as well. So definitely that's what you want to put that part in your niche as well. Okay. And give people, they do not just learn a knowledge to help people. Everybody also needs to solve what's their career prospect as well. Right. And you need also from your niche, you want to help people to get their license to practice their own business. And that's another extending portion, okay? If in the future, if you through this, you build up your career path, you build up your business, and you maybe in the future can help them to how to get their license, how to, like added on services, get their license and open their own clinics to practice. Something
Well,
like
that's
that.
another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing. There is a possibility, from my vision of the whole path, they could get a license in the United States, but it's not up to them whether they can get a license, because the license here, one way is credential, the other way is a permit. So without the I guess immigration status, without that you might not be able to get the permit, but you could get the credential. So unless there is a way to separate those, and then otherwise it will be kind of not really useful. But if they have this credential, that means, that alone means a lot. So now back to the other question is whether they will be licensed, will be permitted to practice in China or anywhere else. I know there are other countries that they recognize the Americans national certificate. They could recognize that.
Don't think about other countries yet. Those people, they just came out from China. They do not want really like immigrate to other countries so far, right? Maybe only the US and China, those two major countries will be their targets so far.
Right.
That's where you can help them. So definitely learn more about if they get California's license and the credentials first, at least a certification, then what can they do? What kind of is it possible they can apply for some kind of sponsored employment or whatever? It's just how could they start maybe further their visa?
Oh yeah, they absolutely can, but whether they can get it, that's another thing. They can apply. Everybody can apply, but whether the acupuncture clinic will be strong enough to sponsor them, that's an issue. They might not be. But if they are willing to really invest and have a long-term goal, they could become, after have the license, they can further study to get another 1.5 year. They can get the doctorate degree. Once they get doctorate degree, they will be able to be hired by U.S. hospitals. So
by
then
visa,
they will get
by their current visa, hired by hospital. To eventually be possible to apply for their, or like for even green card.
Find a job in U.S. hospitals.
Yeah, but on visa, for how many years you don't know.
That could be for working visa, and then after you got working visa, then it's up to, I think everybody has a chance to get a green card, right?
Okay. Yeah, find these kind of areas, successful cases. You need to find some applicable cases, make it feasible. We cannot just talk about the maybe or maybe, right? You need to find some really worked cases, so that when you talk with people, they're proven, this path is proven. Otherwise they're just burning their money to learn some knowledge, and then they don't know where to practice, right? So that's definitely you need to, that's even though you do not do the later work, but you need to have this information to assure them they could have those opportunities. But you need to have some proven cases. Even though you did not do that, okay? That will be your proven cases in the market, because you want to persuade people to learn all these things and invest a lot and even move their family, come here. After learning, what's their next step? You need to know that path, and to have definitely some proven cases. Otherwise, it will be too uncertainty to them to make that a big decision.
Right. But you do know that this one, I'm not sure if it will be presentable, is that remember, as Kevin is a 45-year-old man from a technical field, and then eventually want to focus on their own health and their own careers,
But also he has a family to take care.
He has family to take care, but those people usually have a school-age children. So my really practical goal is helping those people to do two things. I'll kill two birds in one stone. They come here, invest on themselves, educate themselves, and also they got a free education for their children.
Oh yeah, but after that, me as a mom, right, as a parent, I need to concern what's my next career step. If I spend a few years to learn all these things, even though my kids get free education, what's my next? If I do not have my next career, I could not support my family. That will be my big concern.
Okay, well, there's lots of moving parts, because number one, in the US legislation, there are milestones to overcome about how far the acupuncturists can go, number one. Number two, there are also the legislation part in China of how much that middle-aged people converted to TCM doctors, how much they can do, how far they have to go to become a regular practitioner. So there is
you need to make this pass, you need to make this pass as simple as possible, as feasible as possible. Otherwise, this will be a big obstacle for me. For example, I am interested in this area, for example, okay? I'm just assume I'm a potential client. I'm interested in this area. I would ask exactly what I just asked you, all this kind of pass, where can I get my license? Then I could practice. I care about my career. Of course, I care my kids, right? Get that extra education opportunities. I love that. But if I do not have a prosperous career path clarified to me, that's I'm taking all the risks, investing in this kind of learning, and because I have to leave my current career to invest my existing money right into this career, and I need to know the next step. Otherwise, I would not make that kind of big change. It's like a risk in my own career. After I learn a few years, I don't know what's my next step.
I see. I need to do market research about
the parents' career
okay?
is number one. Okay, the kids' education is certainly number two. Even though no matter how much I love my kids, because if I do not have a career path, it's putting the whole family on risk.
Right. Okay, so I need to do the market research about the future or the perspective future of the acupuncturist in the States.
You are now not just in education field. You need more think about what's a career if they take this education path.
Okay? Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll get more information.
And how much is the investment to learn, and how long time are you suggesting to learn for the program?
Well, if they start from, I guess there should be two type of people. Okay, one that's have no knowledge about TCM. They come as a beginner, so then they have to really spend. If they become a really kind of super knowledgeable people, they will need to spend 5 years.
5 years, no way. Okay, no way. Yeah, you need.
But if they want to just get a license, they could spend 3.5 years. They can get a license.
3.5 years get license, and this parent is not this person is not working. How do they make money?
Well, one thing is the school, whichever school that sponsor this kind of a F1 visa, they usually have the work study opportunities on campus, so they could have making the money. I say perhaps enough just for the day-to-day life, but they might have to have the really initial investment for their living, like their rent should be taken care of, because
you need to do all this budgeting for them. How much is estimated, including the learning, including living there?
Right.
This is a huge investment, as I can say. And the Kevin is just a middle class, right? IT person. If he leave his IT job, he has no income, and now he has to invest how much. You need to let me know the budget. He's investing in this kind of study, and for how long? Otherwise, it's not feasible. It's not a feasible proposal. It's not this is a luxurious learning opportunity. And the whole family is what? 喝西北风，中文叫说喝西北风，除非他让他的夫人，比如说 Kevin 出来了，让他的夫人在中国打工，拿钱养活他，相当于是这样。他必须是一个 couple, the one person, one spouse has to work to support another spouse to do all this kind of learning. And if the future career is not clear, and after Kevin graduated in how many years, and he could not make that much money, this project is not feasible even to me. Okay.
So what I'm arguing here is that once they do the study in America, and then they will be much qualified as a person that grew up and studied on the side from the vocational training centers in China. That's number one. Number two, there are people that already had a degree in China. They come abroad, they do the further study, they can get a license, and then they also got English language training. And then they're going back to China to serve the larger international community in China.
Okay. I guess maybe initially your target audience may be better for those ones who are already learning something, right? Not those every beginner, that's too beginner. Like somebody already invested in this area. They've already made a decision to get into this career. That will be much easier
so
for
I
you.
cannot go two-way at the same time. I do
Of
have
course you
this
can, but you need to find your
in mind.
focus. Find your focus. Like which one is more feasible now to practice? The first one, for example, Kevin from IT change a total career path to this one. You have to persuade Kevin leave his IT job to go to this learning. That's a bigger hurdle to you.
Well,
Instead,
no. I would never go to convince people to do that. Those people are actually looking for alternative career themselves.
yeah. And
So I am not going out to convince IT engineers to do this. Usually when they should be the ones approaching me. Like lots of people in Silicon Valley, they are approaching the TCM schools because they wanted to study.
oh, okay. So how many people, through your experience, how many people are really approaching to find this opportunity?
Well, personally, I know a couple friends already. And also, I know the reason that TCM schools growing fast in Silicon Valley is because those middle-aged engineers want to have a career path change.
Okay, so for example, if they search online, they could find those schools. Why do they need it through you? What's your value there?
Well, if they're here in the States, they probably don't need me. They really don't need me. I am helping the ones that in China that want to do this. And they might need some help unless they can come here and do the visit, do their own study. Yeah, that's possible. That's why, I wanted to build this. My thing is not really just to bring people over here, not a 留学服务, not just a 留学服务, because I want to do more than that. And then also, I'm connecting with the American practitioners of the clinics. I wanted them to open their door. Like, see, all the clinics will say, you know what, we love to have a Chinese speaking, educated, knowledgeable, professional come to work with us. So they will open their door for the opportunity for them to practice in the States.
See, that's an extra value. And initially I said it's like a part of their career path. You provide those resources. After they learn, they have places to practice. So that's a part of like a value you could add. And also you need, like, for example, if you now focus on doing the marketing for Chinese, and you learn about how many people are really looking for these kind of opportunities. Because like, for example, if they're here, you need more knowledge. Like in China, how do they provide? For example, in China, they can easily do their still their day work and go to nighttime or weekend to get their license. Why would they come to outside, right?
Yeah, in China, there are schools that are opening just like Yu Hou Chunsun. They're opening to the middle-aged people to have those vocational training and eventually help them to get through the test, which is being developed.
Okay, so how many of those institutions do you?
I can give you a name of a handful already. I collected those names last year.
No, I mean like
I have.
I'm thinking that those.
I think there should be a central control system, just like here we have acupuncture board to control all the acupuncture schools in the United States. I think in China there must be a board controlling all those Chinese medical schools there.
All right.
So I should be able to find that.
Model. Okay, I'm thinking about your business model. Instead of a B2C, you initially maybe you could start with B2B. Do you understand that? B2B?
Well, that's another thing. My very first thought when I approached one of my students who was actually from your not your classmate, early year, and I asked him, so where are people go to do the study? And then he said, well, we go to those schools. okay, called Nanhai, whatever,
Yeah.
Zhenjiu Zhongxin, whatever. So we go to those schools. So I said, you know what? I need to work with those schools. We can coexist. We can set up programs. Say, hey, you only do 3 months training. That's totally not enough. So you can encourage your students to come abroad.
Yeah,
Get their
design some
license.
like international programs with those institutions that could
Yes.
be okay,
Yes.
that could be helpful. Because now if
Mhm.
you do B2C, that's too difficult. If you work
think
like
so?
through the marketing one by one, it's too difficult. Initially, you could give some benefits to those existing institutions in China, but work directly with their students. They've already have a continuous marketing in China.
That's true.
Yeah, you need to find multiple like such kind of a good maybe top brand or whatever, or from middle to top brand, quite some partners to co-develop some program. It's just like
Okay.
maybe half in China, half in the US.
Okay.
That makes sense to me, and provide
Okay.
some like further benefits for their future practice, right? They could practice both, like in the US, they depend on your resources. In China, they depend on other institutions' resources. Make it feasible for any people wants to, they're interested in this, but they also care so much about what's my next step practices and how I can quickly increase my credential, but also increase my practice and get my next career job, or either like my own practice as well.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I do have one hurdle is that people asking me that about my school, okay, the current school. The current school, they are very highly, ranked in the United States, but they do not have the credential recognized by the China DOE, the Department or the Ministry of Education, because the Ministry of Education, they only recognize those general universities, 综合性大学. They do not recognize this kind of specialty.
你可以到综合大学，你找相关的专业，你要跟他们合作的呀。你现在就要做一个，相当于是一个什么？你是个 bridge 嘛？你说的 ，you're the bridge. You need to have the resources, not just your current TCM school. You need to have all those like general universities, specific departments program. You could co-develop together with them, and you bridge both together.
We did it. That reminds me, I need to approach those schools. I already have those
绝对
programs.
的，要中国要承认的，OK？中国要承认那些比较好的牌子。
Right. Like my school, they used to have Nanjing 中医药大学. There are the sister schools. They used to have the program. They recognize each other's doctorate program. But now I think China education system has been really, really changed. So they don't recognize that anymore because they see the China side has, well, there's a different system. So they build a different knowledge foundation. So they try to emphasize that they both have to be equally matched as far as the education level, then they can recognize each other. So this is a pass. You're right. There are at least 3 schools in the United States already have that same program with the China UTCM. So I need to find out that and also help them to rebuild that program if ever possible, like my school.
But also maybe they've already built up some paths. You can find where they are still missing to say where you can add your values, right? 他们已经建立了那个 sister 那个 universities program， 然后你看怎么样 ，either 去帮助他增加招生啊，还是因为怎么样的会增加一些别的 partnership， 所以这些你都要 learn。但是反正我感觉到你现在的 focus 应该说是 B to B 的，不应该说是一上来就是 B to C 的。
You think so? B to B is better?
B to C 是你可以兼带的做，但是那个要很多 marketing 的资源，你的 credential 现在也没有那么高吧，对不对？你可以兼带的做，但是我觉得你先要摊一下也 B to B 的，看一下中间他们 miss 什么样的 resource 你可以 add in。OK， 当然最好的是那个两边都可以 recognize 的，不过两边都可以 recognize 的，他就已经就 build up some 那个 relationship 了。你看你还能 value，but at least you can learn from how did they build up. From that process, maybe you can help other who have not built up that kind of a relationship yet. You can help them to build up.
Right. That's a good point.
对，就是最重要的是最后你要解决人家的不只是 help more people. Okay, here your statement. You help people who want to master traditional Chinese medicine to learn practice and become a master of the field in a couple of years. 把这个 in a couple of years 去掉 so that they could help more people and find better opportunities to practice. So this is a first version. Okay, find more practice. How do you say that? You just find more places to practice. And also like a
Okay.
career opportunity. You need to put this part in some feasible language as well.
Okay.
他感觉到这个它是以后是一个可成的、可行的一个 career 嘛，
Yeah,
就是
right,
practice 里面嘛，对吧？
right.
OK， so
Okay.
你把这个 update 一下，然后我看一下
Yeah.
后面对你这个要做 more research， 不然的话你去做
好
个人这个也很难做，但是你可以都做一下，你两边都可以试一下。但是我觉得那
好
个 institution 那边一定要做一些 research， 还有两边这
Yeah.
个国家之间的这个是有点，因为这是整个 systematic 的事儿，你关于它的比如说 certificate 也好 license 也好，这你都要去做一些了解，才知道
Yeah,
你要
yeah.
下一步一定要为他，你要为他提前想好他的下一步 ，OK？
Yeah.
The natural question before they make a big investment. 下面 further clarify your niche with common sense test. OK， 这一步你倒不完全那个哈，你关键是先去做那个市场
Research. Yeah.
OK， 然后去 update 一下你的 niche statement， 然后你继续学我们的 online 的那个课，好吧？
好。
然后看 how you can use， 这个是后面的 practice 了，你现在还没到那一步。
Okay.
到那一步，所以你先做一下 research， 因为现在我觉得我
行
ask 你一些 question 吧，我感觉还不是特别清晰，有些东西对我来说，因为就是让我觉得 unsure。After I learned, I did some practice, and then what's my next step? And how I can
Right.
in China and in the US,
Right.
what's my license, what's my certificate, and how I practice, okay?
Exactly.
Question 你就要 clarify. Okay.
This is the comb through I really need. So, yep.
Yeah, or just third party check with you. Like I'm outside of it, and now I could be like a potential one. For example, I could have like people to recommend, but I need to know this is a feasible path. The whole family will not be struggling. Like
Right.
right. And 而且你要知道你要推荐他读是什么，你要现在开始想你的第一个 program， 第一个 offer 是什么了？你推荐他读什么？多长时间 ？investments 多少？给学校 investment 多少？你整个提供了什么样的 extra 的 value services？ 然后你要 charge 他多少 ？OK，这些你已经要开始有 designing 的思维了。那下次我就要问你了，下次我们会要到你的，我看哈，今天是到了这个 niche part，niche 我们还需要一段时间呢，下一次还需要 further clarify， 因为你需要做市场的调研。下一次我们就会进入到一个是 clarify niche， 再一个是到你的 offer。但是我感觉现在 niche 还一大块，因为你这个 niche 不是你一个人就能够完全 clarify 的，你需要，因为这是确实是一个很大的一个怎么说一个 area。Traditional Chinese practice.
See, that's why I don't want to make it so big, because once it's too big, it's hard to get started. So I want to narrow that down to something I can do right
Make
away.
simple. That's for first, you need to expand. You know, all this kind of environmental stuff, all this kind of outside conditions. Then you nail down. You need to have all this clarity for you to nail down. Otherwise, everything is unclear. And when people ask you, if some people like me, right, want to dig out, what's my next step? Oh, this is maybe not a good direction for me to go. Okay, that will be their conclusion. You, as the expert, you need to know everything, and then you make it simple to them.
Yeah.
前提是你要知道，你可以不用那么复杂。你最后我们就是要化繁为简。我们先要知道这个 complex 的那个 environment conditions everything we know that, then we simplify it for your customer.
Yeah.
Then that's your value. You do all the research, eventually this is your values to add. You consult them, 你要给他们一个 clear 的 way. 当他问你做的时候，你要知道，而不是 I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I got lots of homework.
Okay. 你的 homework 就是你的 online course. 然后你赶紧要做这些 research， 你要把这些写下来，好吗？下次我再问你的时候，你要知道这些东西。
好的。
然后我们才能 design， 好吗？
好的。
OK。
好，谢谢。
OK，I'll see you next time。你要 make 那个 appointment for 下面几周。
I think I did. Okay, I'll check.
OK， 没有，好像我看到就到今天了。今天。
Oh, okay. I'll check. Okay, great.
All right, take good care.
Thank you.
OK，拜拜。